Hi there, so I'm going to show you how to find the drivers combo package on Epson.com and then how to install it onto your computer and get your printer set up. So you want to go to search, type in your model number. When your printer pops up, you can click on support sometimes you have to click on the actual printer. I just recommend clicking on the printer. And then you would click on support. And then from there, you would click on downloads. Ooh, downloads and wait for those to pop up. It will automatically select your operating system for your print or your computer. And then you want to go ahead and click on this. And what it's going to do is it's going to download it. And it should be on your task or your toolbar down here. And you want to go to show in folder. And then you just want to double click on that and open it. And you want to click yes. Yes. And then just follow the on-screen prompts. You don't need to install all this other junk. But yes to the Epson utility drivers and yes to allow to unblock Epson or the firewall to unblock Epson utilities. It will connect to the Epson server. And you can do this over Wi-Fi or you can do it plugged in. If you're doing it over Wi-Fi, you have to, when you plug your printer in and charge the ink and set it up, you have to hook it up to Wi-Fi on the actual printer itself first, so it's on the network. And then you can proceed from here. So I'm doing on Wi-Fi. So click this to confirm that your ink is charged. And what that means is you have already, like I said, plugged in your printer, charged the ink, and you have already hooked it up to the Wi-Fi network, which I have done. Or you've just turned it on and initiated it and charged it. So I will do wireless connection. This printer is already on my network. It should already be on your network. And it should say the printer was found. Click next to continue. If it is not on your network already, then you would plug the printer and a computer in together and you would do wired connection. So it's setting it up via the network. And it doesn't usually take too terribly long. And then you can print a test page. Let's see if it worked. And it's going to update your firmware. And I just want to point out that this is only for Ecotank. If you have a workforce or a XP, you would not want to do these steps because you are most likely going to be using chipless firmware. And that is a whole different department. So I want to disclaimer, this is only for Ecotank. All right. Now that my printer is on my computer, I want to show you what it looks like if you don't have the proper drivers installed. If your printer is on your desktop, you could right click on it and then you can go to more options if that's a thing. If not, you should just find printer preferences and all you're going to have is this basic settings. That's not going to work. So I just reinstalled it again with the complete driver combo and it's not on my desktop yet. So I'm going to go here to my menu, my start menu. I'm going to devices and printers. And once I find that printer here, I will go ahead and right click on it. So it's the network one, the copy. Right click on that, printer preferences. And then you're going to have all this stuff that pops up. Now, since I already have this printer installed and I uninstalled it to reinstall it for an example, it's going to have a preset already, but that's okay because that's what we're doing next. So to get your presets done, you're going to go to the document size, and this will be whatever size paper you're using. If you have an XP or another type of printer like a Workforce that has cassettes and a rear feed, you have an additional option here to pick where the paper is coming from or where it's being put into your printer at. So document size 8.5 by 11, portrait, premium presentation matte, quality high, color. Very important. Click print preview. That is going to save you so much paper. So you will see what it looks like before you print, and you're not just printing blindly, hoping and praying that it printed correctly. More options. Document size 8.5 by 11. The output size, you should always pick the same size, 8.5 by 11. If that's not an option, you can do user defined. Make sure the reduce enlarge is clicked. Fit to page is clicked. Now, for color correction, we're going to go to custom. And from here, we're going to go to, go to advanced. And it's going to pop up on this screen. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to color controls. Now you can do Epson Vivid or you can do the Adobe RGB 2.2. It doesn't matter. If you use slide bar, you're going to see and be able to manually adjust the cyan, magenta, and yellow, brightness, contrast, and saturation. So you want your brightness at 9, your contrast at 7, your saturation at 15. If you want to use color circle, additionally, you can do your density at 4. You do not have to. Make sure you hit OK. And then from there, you're going to turn off high speed and turn on mirror. And now we're going to save this. I personally like to save it the size of the paper and the project I'm doing. So example, I have 8.5 by 11 by Sublimation already saved, so I'm not going to save it again. Now, all these settings, your printer is remembering them, so you can continue to add your paper size. So let's say I wanted to do 11 by 17, that would be the tabloid. And then everything should already be done. Premium presentation matte, high, print preview, more options. So document size is 8 or 11 by 17. The output size, you need to make that the same size. If you cannot find that right here, that is okay. All you need to do is use your defined, and then we'll know that you're defining that you want it to be this. So hopefully that makes sense. And then everything else should have already been done. See how everything's already saved? High speed off, mirror image on. All you need to do is go to add, remove presets, and then type in your new page size or whatever you want to call it, to remember that you're setting, and you hit save. It's going to put it down here at the bottom. Arrow, 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 arrow up. And you can just do it wherever you want to, but I recommend doing it at the top. And then make sure you hit save again. And yes, you want to overwrite. And then you would just and you hit close. And you continue doing that for all the different size paper you need. This is not my everyday printer. This is just one I was using for an example. My everyday printer is an XP 15000. The preferences are the same. For example, when I was talking about paper source, I have a cassette where my 8.5 by 11 goes. And then for my 11 by 17 and my 13 by 19, they go into the rear paper feed. Again, tabloid is on here. I don't know why I didn't have that picked to begin with, but it doesn't matter. I did user defined and I typed in my own measurements, what you can do. Yeah, see, if you ever can't find your document size and you do user defined, it'll let you type in your measurements. Not sure why I didn't have it selected, but it doesn't matter. Yep, just make sure it's on inches. And then portrait, premium presentation matte, color high. So that's the only difference I wanted to show you, is that where your paper is being fed through. So 8.5, 11 is a cassette, and 11 by 17, 13 by 19. So if you do the DTF sublimation hack, you have to have your settings adjusted a little bit differently. These are the ones I found that work good for me, but that's a whole other topic. So I don't want to get you confused with that, but this is just where you would make your presets, and you would keep doing that to add for every project that you would do. So I hope that makes sense. You can just cancel and get out of there. Now for basic design in Inkscape, you'd want to open Inkscape, and then you want to go to File, Import, find the design you want, double click on it or click on it, hit OK. Now it's going to add it here to your screen. So once it's there, you want to go to File, Document Properties, and you want to pick the paper size that you are going to be printing on. So let's say I want to do 20-ounce tumbler, that'd be 8.5 by 11. Make sure this is inches and this is inches. If you use an ICC, this is where you would select it in color, and you would choose your ICC. I don't really use one, but I'll just select one just because. Now, when you do your measurements on your tumbler, you want to make sure that you're adding about 3/32 to an 1/8 inch overlap. And once you have that measurement, then you would go ahead and rotate up here using the rotate button. And you're here with your height and your width is where you would change your measurements. So I'm just going to make it to just a measurement for something else, but I just want to show you. 8.1. Sorry, make sure you type it in the right order. 932. And it will change it accordingly. And you need to make sure that this picture is all the way in this box. So now when you print, you select your printer, my XP 15000, more settings, and all you have to do is select your preset and then hit OK and hit print, and your print preview will come up. And if it looks right, which it does, then you can proceed to printing it. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can always message me.